Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Henry's joining us in a back-to-back episode.
And more excited about this one than the last one.
Yeah, I am too. This is one of the few authentic German Hefe-Weizens that I haven't tried. This is, I think it's just pronounced Erdinger Hefe-Weizen. It says all natural, bottle fermented.
Never pasteurized.
Yep, 5.3% ABV. Oh, there is a description. It says, Erdinger is brewed all naturally using traditional bottle fermentation, never pasteurized. Thank you for enjoying Erdinger, the world's #1 Hefe-Weizen.
The world's #1.
Yeah. But we'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, usually it's not a good sign when a beer claims to be the #1.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the word premium in beer.
Yeah.
Never really indicates high quality.
Alright, so I guess we're just going to dive right into these. Alright, we're back. As you can see, we got that nice, authentic German Hefe-Weizen look with the overflow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How'd you describe the color?
Color's good. You know, it's kind of hard to see through. You know, it's translucent.
Right.
You know,
it's a bright yellow.
Right, and you know, you do definitely see through it. It's a little bit less cloudy than some others.
Yeah, not as much sediment either.
Right.
I am getting kind of like a lava lamp effect up here. I don't know if you can see that.
Mm.
Very effervescent.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it looks good though.
Yeah.
You know, it is a little bit lemony. It doesn't smell as good as a lot of other wheat beers though. A lot of other, you know, Hefeweizens
yeah.
They smell better than this one. I mean, this kind of has a dull aroma.
Yeah, it's not too spicy. It could be because we got thick heads that's obscuring the smell.
Even so, though, I mean, a head should bring out aroma. I mean, these bubbles are really sticking on.
Yeah.
So I guess they're holding their content, but still.
That's like the brightest, whitest head on a wheat beer I've seen. It's like.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you can see it's still hanging out there.
Yeah.
And it's like fluffy clouds.
Yeah, marshmallow.
Right. I mean, it's fluffy clouds. But yeah, there's very little aroma on this beer, and typically when I drink a wheat beer, that's one of my favorite things about it. I get hit with that powerful, amazing, almost banana-like aroma. This one's really not putting much up front.
Yeah. Alright, so you want to dive in?
I want to dive in. That's quite pleasing. It's a million times better. Full orders of magnitude better than the beer we drank earlier.
Yeah.
It's pleasing. Solid. Definitely, you can taste the weedy goodness.
Yeah.
Although, much like the smell is underperforming, as good as it is, and I don't really have any complaints for what it is, it's just not giving me as much as I'd like.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty zesty, but I'm not getting the banana and clove kind of things you usually get. I am getting spices that I can't really put my finger on. It's kind of like a overall kind of like a, I think you said dullness.
Yeah. It's just there's nothing wrong with this beer.
Right.
You know, there's nothing that's sticking out and saying, hey, this is terrible. It's just what's good here is not quite as good or as prominent as in other wheat beers that I more regularly drink.
Yeah.
I really have little experience with this brewery.
You can like that kind of crisp, it's very crisp palate, very light palate.
It's certainly more yeasty than a Pilsner, though. There's a definite yeastiness to this, and there's also, you know, a standard sort of weediness to it. But yeah, the texture is a little bit lighter, almost. I think we commented on that when we talked about the cloudiness. And yeah, it's less pronounced.
Yeah. I mean, so far I'm liking it, but it's not, you know, knocking my socks off. Yeah. My socks are still very much intact.
Let me check. Mine too.
But it is heads and shoulders above Sam Adams' Coastal Wheat.
Indeed. Sam Adams' Coastal Wheat is, you know, out in a trash heap somewhere where this belongs on the table. Although I'm left feeling a little disappointed because the things in this beer that are good,
Yeah.
that mild wheat profile, that mild zestiness, they just remind me of all the things I really look for, and that it's not
Right.
giving.
There's nothing off-putting about the beer, though.
Mm.
It was a little lemony at first, and it's kind of died down now.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, it's not so much what is there, it's just kind of like, as you were saying, is what you would rather be there.
Mm.
You know, no banana, no clove. And like it is like a kind of peppery palate, but it's a mild pepperiness.
Yeah, I definitely get the peppery.
Yeah. Well, as you can see, we're only about halfway down each beer, maybe a little bit more. We both have our minds made up, and I don't know, it's kind of like one of those on the fence beers where you could go either way. Let's just take pros and cons. Pros, high drinkability, genuine German wheat hef beer, or authentic German wheat beer taste. Cons, extremely mild, not spicy enough for me, and maybe even a little too thin. So, I mean, I like it more than I dislike it, and I can honestly give it a thumbs up, but it's still going to be rather low, so I'm going to say 6. What do you think?
5.
Really?
I was between a 5 and a 6 on this beer. I like wheat beers in general. I think they're delicious. They make me happy. And this one would be a 6 if I had not had other better wheat beers. But because I've had so many better ones, and because every second that I'm drinking this beer, I'm thinking of them instead of it, I have to give it a 5. It's not bad by any means. This is a good beer. But it's not a great beer. And even if I hadn't had other wheat beers, it's decent, but it's not mind-blowing. It's barely memorable, I would say. And I have to give it a 5. Definitely go with a Franziskaner, or go with a Paul, or go with
Schneider.
Yeah, even the Toucher or whatever. You know, it just.
I don't know that.
Yeah, there are so many better than this one. If you want a Hefe-Weizen, I'm not going to recommend this one, but still.
I'd recommend it as like a more of a beginner.
Really?
To like somebody whose only frame of reference is Sam Adams.
Okay. Sam Adams Coastal Wheat, for instance, is like horse urine compared to this. So really, I mean, I would recommend this 1,000 times over before the Sam Adams Coastal Wheat, or that cherry wheat, or any number of other like that kind of beer. But still, there are just so many better offerings. This is kind of mediocre, and that's why I'm sticking with 5.
And I can totally sympathize with you on that one.
Still, they're not bad.
The flavor, I mean, it has to be like a little bit more foul for me to go 5, but...
Okay. Well, 5's kind of right in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a 1, it's not a 10.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle. Like I said, not bad, but not really good. I mean, it's enjoyable, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's beer.
Yeah.
It leaps and bounds beyond, Budweiser or a lot of the sort of generic crap that's floating around there. It's just, it leaves me wanting more.
Yeah. I totally agree with that, but...
A somber review.
Yeah. I guess that about does it, so... That's a 6 for me and a 5 for Henry for Erdinger Hefe-Weizen. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having me here, and folks, don't forget to have an amount of it, but make it a better wheat beer.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.